Ho, ho, ho! Today, I'll be sharing some extremely powerful prompts that you can run into Gemini or your LLM of choice to generate pre-meeting emails that make your prospects ready to buy when they get to you. So I'll get to exactly what I mean by that, and you will get to see and copy these prompts so that at the end of this video, you can go out and do the exact same for yourself for your own business. So let's get into it. For us to be able to prompt this properly, we need a few prerequisites, like with the previous prompts that we've gone through in this Christmas calendar. So there are three things that we need here, and it's the same three things as we have needed for a lot of other things, such as the VSL that we made yesterday. It is the ICP that we've made, it is the offer that we've made, and it is the lead magnet that we have made. All of these we have made during day one, day two, and day four. So if you haven't already, I highly recommend you to go through each of these days first before you start on this. Because without these, if you just type out some generic market research stuff that you think on top of your head or that you've done yourself, then it's probably not going to hit as hard as it will if you've gone through the prompts that we have in these days. Same thing goes for the offer building and especially for the lead magnet that we're creating, because this is the source of our knowledge that we have then put out on paper and that we're using for the emails. So go through and do all of these before you do anything else. So the first prompt that we will run is the diagnosis prompt. So with this one, first of all, I want you to use Gemini with this, Gemini 3 Pro specifically. It is the model that you get when you go into Gemini now and you have thinking activated. So you click copy on this prompt, and then you will see here that there are a few input data things that you need to deal with. So it is the ICP memo, it is the offer memo, and it is lead magnet asset. So the things that I just mentioned. So let's go in and look at how that ended up for me when I ran it. So here you can see I have copied this, I have pasted it in, and then I have edited the input data. So here you can see my ICP memo, and if we were to scroll all the way down, we could see all of the different things, such as the offer and the lead magnet. But it ends up being a long prompt, so you need to be able to configure that, even though it's just editing, so don't get scared. You send that to Gemini, and then you can see we get a belief diagnostics out. So here we have different sorts of basically logic gates that we need to take people through. So what do they currently believe, and what do we need them to believe to actually have use of our offer? All of these are ethically done so that you make sure that they believe things which are beneficial for them to actually execute and solve the problem that they have. But these are then made based on your audience, your offer, and your knowledge, which is then attached in your lead magnet. So we want to get these three out first. Then we scroll down to step 2, which is to write our pre-call form. So even before they start getting emails, we want to have some sort of form that people go through. Basically, a way that we can filter out people that don't have the budgets. We can figure out more about what they're already doing about the solution. So you don't really have to think of this in terms of how it's done. You just click copy on this prompt here. You go in and you will see there are actually no user inputs inside of this one. So you just paste it directly as it is, and then you send it inside of the same chat. As you can see, I've done here. You don't need to edit anything from this prompt. And then you get questions out that you should use in your form. I recommend using paperform.co for these forms, but you can use whatever that you want, Google Forms or whatever floats your boat at the end of the day. But these are the questions that I would add in there. All of them are added very specifically to filter before your call, because you want to figure out whether this person is someone that you can actually help or not. If it isn't, then it's better that you just cancel it before. So you have certain things that you want to add in, such as revenue size. You want to figure out what their current state is. So then you have a question which will be made specifically for your case to figure out the current state of your target audience. their desired solution, the goal that they're aiming at, the timeline, so that if someone answers just information gathering or next quarter, if that's too long for you, then obviously you don't bother to do the call right now. Then I would rather send them an email and say, let's reschedule for a few months ahead of time. And then investment check. So you want to add in here some sort of question that anchors how much this is going to cost them, to just check that they're willing to pay for it if they have the money, and if this is a fit, if they feel like it is a fit. So there you have the form. You add that into Google Forms, into Paperform, or whatever. Now we're going to get to writing your emails. So the emails that we're going to implement are stuff that people should automatically get after they have booked the call in whatever booking calendar that you use. In one of the previous days of the Christmas calendar, we walked through how to configure You Can Book Me as a booking system. You can then add these emails that we're about to create automatically at specific hours after someone is booked. So the way that we do that is we copy this prompt here, and then the only thing that we need to change in this prompt when we run it is the, let's see, here, input data, target belief to install, insert here. So we need to change this insert here with logic gate 1, logic gate 2, and logic gate 3. But we will do them one at a time. So if we look at how I have done it here I have the prompt, and then you can see down here on input data, target belief to install, logic gate 1. I've just added this for now. And then I have sent it to Gemini. You still keep it in the same chat, as you can see. And then I have an email that comes out of it. This email is then written to make people feel like they're learning as they are, but they're also under the hood just getting educated on stuff that they need to believe to actually want to buy from you at the end of the day. So it's a win-win. We read through this email, make sure that this makes sense for you. If you just want to change a few things, then change them, of course. But if you don't like it at all, what I recommend you doing is just to click on, let's see, the following. Okay, the button isn't there right now. So the button will be like a redo button. It's always in the bottom of these prompts. It's just that I need to refresh the page right now. So you just click on the refresh button if you want the AI to do the email once more. But you can see this is a really long form email that goes really, really deep into the psychology of how we convince them to believe something new. So go through these yourself so that you can actually read the emails that come out, because they are absolutely insane. These are some of the best prompts I have ever made, and I have made thousands of prompts over the past years. So you do that for belief number 1. And then the next step is that we just copy the same prompt once more. Let's see here. You go back, you click copy again, and then you send it again in here, but you change the input. You change this part here, what target belief to install. So here you can see now I have logic gate 2. I have copied the other one that we had from the top here, from the first output. So I do this 3 times for each of the emails. At the end then I have 3 emails, which I then configure into my You Can Book Me post-booking flow, so that leads receive an email an hour after they have booked with this, 2 hours after they have booked with the second email, and 3 emails after they've booked with the third email. And then it's just important that on your thank you page after the booking, that you've actually told people specifically they will receive a bunch of emails from you now to just help them understand more of the theory behind the stuff that you solve, so that they're aware of it and don't feel like it is spam. So that's the way you do it. Go through these prompts. You can see how fast these were. It's really small user inputs that you need to do. So just go through them and you'll have these emails, you'll have this form all done for you. You don't have to think of it. You don't have to think of how to do it at all. So that's it. That's how you set this thing up. If you, on the other hand, don't want to go through this or want to go through the rest of the Christmas calendar, which we have, which are, I have to say myself, as B2B Santa, we've produced a lot of things this year and we're only halfway there as of now. it's a lot of work to implement all of this. For some of you, that might be perfect. Like you're just trying to bootstrap things yourself, you're DIYing everything. But if you're already an established founder who's been doing this for years and you see that your hourly rate is probably higher than setting up these types of systems for yourself, and you want someone to take care of it, someone who's done it multiple times, then I recommend that you check out just the option below that we have to book a call with me so that you can look at how we implement this infrastructure completely for you in 90 days without you having to do anything. We just interview you to get to know your knowledge and then we set everything up. And the full infrastructure that we set up in that case is a top of funnel system to attract your target audience either with LinkedIn posts or with LinkedIn outbound. The goal is at the end of the day to, in a compliant way, find their emails or to get their emails so that we can add the emails of your target audience into our nurturing sequences, which are made up out of evergreen emails, so emails that go on autopilot to the audience, building trust with them at scale without your time involved, and also showing awareness ads to them on Facebook, which is also, you guessed it, completely without your time attached to it. And then inside of this infrastructure that we also install an algorithm to track all of the people that are inside of this nurturing to see who is engaging the most so that we can filter out who of these leads are the cold leads, who are the warm leads, and who are the hot leads. And you guessed it, the hot leads are the ones that you actually want to spend time talking with. And then for the rest of them, they will just have embedded call to actions inside of the rest of the assets that they receive through emails and through ads. That is the full infrastructure we're setting up over this Christmas calendar. And if you'd rather have us set it up for you to skip this setup because you either want someone that is really, really, I would say at least decent in B2B marketing to do it, then I recommend you to book a call with me below. So without further being said, have an amazing day and I'll see you in one of the next days of the Christmas calendar. Ho, ho, ho!